Yo, man, I told y'all I was gonna be getting back at y'all, right? Well, first and foremost, man, I just want to start off by saying, man, hoping everybody just been good, man, keeping good vibes around them, you know what I'm saying, and working on their 3Ps, positive progress production, you know what I'm saying, because that's what we gotta do, man, because we can't slide back to it, because ain't shit back there but the back, you dig? But anyway, I want to talk a little bit today about mentality and how I feel basically mentality is like a generational installment of thinking to keep people deterred from, or to keep people deterred from basically becoming the things they can be, and also, you know, to keep people in a position that they can be manipulated and controlled in a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much. So this is what I'm saying. Basically, a perfect example of this to me is this. You have to consider the fact of, okay, let's say slavery, right? Let's say if you can have a slave child born the same night as the slave master's child. Their two mentalities would be different, you did? Meaning this, the slave would grow up thinking that, hey, I'm a person's property. I pretty much will never have will have a chance to be free, have a chance to be my own person. I must do whatever I need to do to make these people happy and obey the things that they say, because I don't want to have to suffer the consequences of being, you know, beaten or maybe even killed, or, you know, or separation, you know what I'm saying, or separated from your family. Like that's the type of things that you would have to endure for breaking the rules. So you know, you instill in people that you're going to do them type of things to them, and that you control them by, you know, just word of mouth. You don't even have to put action to it. You know what I'm saying? You give them very fearful things to fear, basically. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? And it can't get worse than losing your life or being removed from your family. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side, you know, you got let's say you got a slave master's child, right? This person grows up with the mentality thinking of, hey, you will one day own this property. You must make this property obey. You must make this property do the things you need them to do, because this will be your economic stance in life. Like this is what's going to make your reality become a reality. You control these people by any means necessary. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So the two mentalities, you know what I'm saying, you can even swap out the kids and to the different, you know, the different groups, the different sets, and you can raise them with the same mentality, you know what I'm saying, and it would still have the same detrimental effects on them, you know. See, basically mentality is things that's basically been installed in people generations to generations, and basically it's the manipulation of your thinking basically. Person's mentality basically is the manipulation of your thinking and the settling on the things that society tell you should settle on, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? As you know, as people come into different contact with different situations, your mentality changed. So basically, like, for me, where I stand now, you know, I say, man, I could never be a slave just because I wasn't born during that time, and my mentality is a totally different mentality. You know what I'm saying? But your situation, the situations and your circumstance at hand dictate, you know, the actions. I mean, dictates basically the thought process of your mentality, and them are the things that you act on. You act on the things that you think. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the basis is this. A lot of our thinking still is not far from being basically deterred as people's mentality of thinking that we were less than. See, what we have to do is recreate our mentality, change it to something else. You know what I'm saying? We have to make it, you know, broader, and we have to make the aspects of our mentality be things that is beneficial for us and our gain. You know what I'm saying? We just can't settle for less, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main reasons, you know, like one of the main mentalities and the main control, basically, even down to the people that were took from, you know, Africa, like the first our ancestors, the first group of our ancestors that were took from Africa. Like I said, they were took here and brought to a foreign land, basically so they can have control of their mental thoughts and their mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they control their mentality. You take them somewhere unfamiliar and somewhere that they know they can't possibly get back from it. And not only that, even the the Atlantic slave trade, you know what I'm saying? That was a detrimental part of our mentality. Like that process of coming from the Africa to the Americas, like that process set in people's head that they were gone too far away from their land, that they would never get back to it. So it was basically a defeated point from the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? You were trained to think that you could never get back to where you belong in the beginning. And actually all that has pretty much played a factor into how we think now. Meaning this, check this out, like us as African Americans, man, we have no belonging. You know, it's generational passed down of erased history. We don't even know really anything really about our ancestry, you know what I'm saying? So basically it was just all erased, like that Atlantic slave, you know what I'm saying, slave trade voyage, that erased so much of our history from us that we will never be able to even come back from it. This is something that can't be corrected, you know what I'm saying? Now we can address it and we can try, you know, trying to move forward from it and try to maybe make people knowledgeable of the things, but it's just too much lost, you know, lost time, lives, everything. It's just too much of a lost period. But, and the sad part about it, this has been the mentality of controlling slavery since the beginning. Like, you got to think, I mean, slavery was a hard thing for us, but you got to think this is something that's been going on for years. You got to imagine, slaves built the pyramids and everything else, you know what I'm saying? So the process of holding somebody and making a person, you know, do work, forced labor, this is basically a mentality thinking of fear. Like, you install some type of fear in these people to control them. So it's all about manipulation of control, man. Like that's what it is. It's manipulating to control. I mean, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? But I just need you. We got to be aware of the things that we think. You know what I'm saying? And we got to think through the things that we think, you know, and think more about them, because basically everything, you know, has some type of starting point and some type of somewhere where it all started. And for us, honestly, you know, it started with that trip on the Middle Passage, basically, you know, the Atlantic slave trade, the Middle Passage. It started with that trip. That trip right there had a profound effect on our lives that we could never, ever come back from, man, for real. And you gotta understand that, man. Stay alert, man. Stay up, man, all night, every day, man, for real. No sleep game, man, because if you do sleep, man, you will never wake up, and that's real. Yeah.